This is your host, Dr. Aftab Ahmed, with the program Innovative Pakistan with Dr. Aftab. And today we are going to discuss on a very, very important topic. Just like AI is a buzz today, these days, and just similarly, nanotechnology is a buzz. So we are very much thankful to Dr. Akhyar Farrukh. He is Director Research in University of Central Punjab. He spared time for us today and he joined us in the studio to talk about nanotechnology, advancements in nanotechnology, and also the application. So this is the topic we are going to discuss today. And once again, we are thankful to Dr. Saab for sparing time. It was on a very short notice, so he was in Islamabad. So I requested him in the morning that please join us today. We should utilize your presence in Islamabad. So he kindly accepted our invitation and he has joined us today in the studio of FM 87.6, and we are going to discuss about nanotechnology today. As per the format of the program, this is what we do. We start with the introduction of our speaker, mainly about his education. So let's talk to Dr. Farrukh and learn his journey of education, and then we'll ask him about his career journey, and then we'll discuss in detail about the topic of today's discussion. So Dr. Saab.
Okay, thank you first of all, Dr. Aftab, for inviting me over here. It's really a pleasure to meet you and to discuss some of the innovation on the nanotechnology. As far as my education is concerned, I belongs to a very small village nearby Gujranwala, that is Kamoki, and side by that is a village. It is called the Mari Thakra. So It's a very small village. I did my 8th class over there. Then I moved to the town, that is the Kamoki, which is where I earn 9th and 10th, and then I moved to the Karachi because my father was working over there, my family was there, so I did my intermediate, my BSc honors from University of Karachi, and then MSc, and then the PhD from the same university.
Wow.
Then I moved to the outside in the foreign country on a fellowship provided by the Academy of Sciences for the Developing World. I did my 2 postdoctorate, one from the Brazil and the other one from the Malaysia. So
Wow.
I travel all around the world, around 25 countries.
Wow, that's really amazing journey. The journey started from a small village, and then he moved to Karachi, and luckily he earned 2 postdoctorate from different countries. So that's really an amazing journey. So after your postdoc, so mostly people, they wanted to stay abroad. So what motivated you to move back to Pakistan?
Oh yeah, yes. This is really the nice question, because as I said, I belong to I belong to a very small village. I faced a lot of problems. I know how to travel from a village to the town by using a cycle, and then because at that time in early 80s there was not such type of the infrastructure, or the roads were there. So it was actually the passion in my mind, or my heart, that is how if I have learned a lot of things, and I think this is the time to contribute to the society, the people of Pakistan, and especially the students who are struggling in these areas, especially the innovative areas relevant to the chemistry or the nanoscience or the nanotechnology. So that was actually the motivation. Otherwise I received a lot of the offer from the outside. As I said, I have received a lot of the fellowships. I travel all over the world, but the passion is again even if the salary is small, but you are very satisfied over here, very happy with your people, and you are delivering the knowledge.
Wow, that's really amazing. There are very few people who have that kind of motivation, and because I follow your activities, I have followed your career journey as well. So that really I can understand, and you are contributing a lot in Pakistan, because I have seen over the years that you are contributing in seminars, in training workshop. You have worked in different universities, and that's I'm going to ask you now. So after you came from Malaysia to Pakistan, so what career you started, from where you started your career journey?
Okay, that was before this. I also served the University of Karachi as a cooperative teacher during my PhD, and then from Karachi I directly moved to the Peshawar PCSAR Peshawar, where I served as a senior scientific officer. Then I moved to the PCST, Pakistan Council for Science and Technology, and from the PCST I went to Brazil for a one year postdoc.
Okay.
When I came back, because the chairman was very happy, and he actually realized this administration post is not relevant to me.
Right.
And when I applied to the Government College University Lahore, he facilitated me. Even I had the bond over here, and he relaxed that bond, and he allowed me to join the Government College University Lahore, where I spent around 10 years over there.
Wow.
As assistant professor, as a registrar I serve over there. And then actually from there, GC University Lahore, I went to another postdoc in Malaysia.
Okay.
That was the turning point. Actually, this was the area in 20 around 10. That was the period in which the Pakistan, the lot of people were thinking about how to work on the nanotechnology.
Right.
So I did my postdoc in nanotechnology from Malaysia. Actually, I connected the previous knowledge. I did my PhD in physical chemistry.
Okay.
So I use the different surfactants, and then the role of surfactant in the molecular catalysis, where I did my PhD in Brazil. So during that I learned that these surfactants can be used to prepare the nanomaterial. I didn't know how what would be the role.
Right.
Then that was the chance the Almighty Allah has given to me, and then I did my postdoc on that topic in Malaysia. And then after returning from the Malaysia, again this was just the blessing of Allah. I did I received my first international funding from the TWAS.
Okay.
That was actually supported me a lot from the postdoc, from giving me an initial grant. It was around $15,000 at the start. TWAS did a lot for me to build my career. Actually, then I received another 2 NRPU projects from the HEC, from the PSF. So that was the point where I established the first ever nanochemistry lab at GC University Lahore.
Okay, amazing.
In 2010, 2011, that was the period. Actually, it was the basic lab to how to synthesize the nanomaterials by using very basic techniques,
Right.
where the student can do a lot in the lab work. So we are using a very simple way actually to prepare the nanomaterials, and then there are a lot of application. Now we have the rich area. That was the start, but now we are very well working on the lot of applications of the nanomaterials.
Wow. So that's really great, and especially I really appreciate that. GCU is always like that, give you an inspiration, because that is very prestigious institute.
Yes.
Serving there, and especially your contribution, like being starting a laboratory there of nanotechnology. That's really amazing job. So you served there for you have mentioned about 10 years, and
yes,
then you moved to another university.
There's a long journey, because whenever I see the hurdle is my life, or if I face there is something who is hindering me to progress myself, so the Almighty Allah has given me the more better chance for this. So then I moved to the FC, Foreman Christian College University, where I served 4 years as a associate professor.
Right.
And they also did a lot for me, to supported me to establish another lab over there. And after that, serving 4 years, now I am working as a full professor, because that was the journey. And my the starting from the Karachi University and reaching to the UCP, there are the 6 organizations I have changed. So that is, I think, some people ask me why I'm going to shift from one to another, what was the consequences of or something like else. I think you must need the courage, because the people, if somebody is working in a government organization, they feel relaxed, okay over there. So but there's sometimes there is a less chances to move forward.
Right.
So I think that is the time you have to take the decision, leaving your regular job, moving to the private sector.
Right.
But the Almighty Allah has managed, because the risk or whatever the salary you are expecting, that is in the hands of Almighty Allah. That cannot be, actually nobody can snatch anything else from you.
Okay. So how was your experience overall in FCCU? And you had joined there as associate professor, or you joined as assistant professor?
Yeah, in FC I joined as an associate professor, and at UCP I joined as the full professor. Previously I served for the one semester. I also served as acting dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, and now currently I'm working as the director of the research, because I have a lot of experience and the university feel that I can contribute, and I'm trying my best to contribute to the development of the research in the university.
Wow. So that's really amazing. So before talking about the nanotechnology, because you have a very diverse experience of working in Pakistani universities and also overseas, and recently you are working for the last over 15 years in the area of nanotechnology. So what do you think, how much is the difference in research and research culture, especially in the developed world and also in a country like Pakistan? You also work in Brazil. So what do you think is research culture there, also in Malaysia? You've been to so many other countries. So overall, if you make a comparison.
I think this is very, very important, and I think we should understand if we are behind, there is something different. Otherwise, we should be at the forefront of the research and development. The first, I think, before 10 or 15 years, that was the difference in the infrastructure as well, because we didn't have the well infrastructure, and then the government supported, and some the initiative from the Higher Education Commission, they empowered the universities and built up the infrastructure over there.
Right.
But still, I think this is not as much as the advanced country, or even the developing country. Malaysia is the developing country, or the Brazil is also developing country.
Right.
And I serve over there. And I didn't see the difference of the labs they are having as compared to the labs even in the European countries. They are well furnished, and the most important, that is they are in the working condition. Right. Sometimes we have in Pakistan, we actually purchase some of the high-tech equipments, but with the passage of time, because maybe the planning is not appropriate,
right,
and we kept in a packing, and when the warranty is expired, then we start thinking about how to use this one, and that is actually the wastage of time.
Right.
So that is, I think, the most important thing is the infrastructure, and now we have, but it is not as the other countries are having. Still we are lacking, especially in the nanotechnology. Iran is leading in this in our region. The China is leading, and I visited 2 times in Iran, and I was surprised to know they have the very well developed infrastructure in the nanotechnology, from the school to the university level. They have the cluster of the nanotechnology center all over the country, and they are developing their own products.
Right.
So we are still struggling how to acquire the high tech equipment like transmission electron microscope. Some we don't have the high resolution microscope or something else. Some institutions have, but look at the populations. The lot of thousands of the student of MS and the PhD are working, and we have the very few instrument. And how can we can justify their characterization by using all these techniques? This is not possible.
Right.
Actually, whenever you are going to think about this one, actually we have to enlarge this infrastructure in Pakistan. Maybe
Right.
the one center in one big city that may help us to further explore the characterization and the applications of the nanomaterials. So that is I think the basic difference I am feeling between Pakistan and the other countries.
So as you have mentioned, this is I have also observed. So the two things that you have mentioned, one of the thing is the development of clusters. So like if you talk, I was in US, for example, in one of the university, and there was a cluster within the area. So there was an area cluster, and then there was cluster between the states of United States.
Yeah.
And so the clusters are working of different, like cluster of biotechnology, cluster of people who are working on, for example, biofertilizers, cluster of people who are working on nanotechnology. So one of the thing is making those clusters. Another is the centralized facility, as you have just mentioned, that in the almost 12 countries, what I have observed, and you definitely have observed, that all the universities, they have the core facilities.
Yes.
So talking about the equipment, just like you have mentioned, transmission electron microscopy or scanning electron microscopy or NMR facility or many other facilities. So they have the core facilities. So you have worked in different Pakistani universities as well. So first enlighten us, are there clusters in area of nanotechnology working in Pakistan, and what kind of core facilities do you have, or there will be in the future?
Yeah, some institutions or the universities, they have the very good facilities. I am not using the name, but in Islamabad they have the very good center of excellence over here. They have the all type of the characterization facilities, but these are not as much as available for all of the students, if you consider the MS and the PhD students. So they have this selected.
Right.
Whenever you approach, like I am my student, or if I would like to approach, it takes a lot of time. Maybe we don't have the sufficient time for the BS and the MS students.
Right.
Okay, we can compromise for the PhD student because they have 3 to 4 years to finish their PhD.
Right.
So we can compromise their time, but I personally cannot take the risk to spend 6 months or the more than 6 months just to wait if the results are coming from these centers. So even because we are comparing, I just sample to my collaborator outside the Pakistan, and I receive the result within the 2 weeks. Because they have the trust, they know that if they are giving me the results in a return, we have the very good publication, and they have the co-author in this, because they are doing characterization and helping us in the structure determination of the nanomaterials.
Right.
So this is actually, I think that is the we have the I can't say these are the cluster, but at the personal level, they are the very good researchers who are working in the areas of the nano science and the nanotechnology, and the government initiated that step before, I think the 4 or 5 years before. They want to establish the National Center for the Nanoscience and Technology, as you have mentioned, in a similar pattern.
Right.
Because if you invest on to making the cluster in each of the city, it takes a lot of money.
Right.
So the idea was actually to connect all these the personal or this specialized group and link to them and call them this is the cluster or this center for the nanoscience and technology, and they are working in different sectors in the different cities of the Pakistan. That was actually the very good initiative. It took more than 5 years to select the 13 labs all over the Pakistan. I was having one of the lab in that center, but this is Pakistan, and after spending more than 5 years, still there is not yet outcome out of this.
Okay, so definitely there is a ray of hope that at least they have
Yes,
established the center, and then there will be more chances of collaborating. So, like, because you are sitting on a research position, you are director of research. That's why I'm like talking more. We have to talk definitely about the application of nanotechnology, but these are very important, I think, topics that we should discuss in detail. And one of that is like the international collaboration, just like you have mentioned. So, in your area, how much we have like trend out developing the international how effective they are, that's one thing. Another thing, like what I have observed, even I've been, just like you have mentioned, you was in Iran. I was there in Iran. I have studied their centers, their international collaborations, their collaboration between the industry and academia in Iran. Similarly, you have talked about Malaysia, for example. So in Malaysia, I have seen University of Putra, Malaysia. So they have like excellent facilities, especially the collaboration between the industry and academia. So in Pakistan, in your area, because that your area is very much applied natures, like nanotechnology has application, you will definitely enlighten us. What I have understanding, starting from the chip technology to nano fertilizers, to fashion industry, to cosmetics industry, to textile industry. So whatever industry you are talking about, nanotechnology has the application is there. So what kind of like collaborations we have in Pakistan, especially between the academia industry, and what kind, like you being running the center and you are the director of research, you have your own multiple laboratories on nanotechnology. So did you like able to connect with the industry, and are you connecting, and what are chances that to establishing these kind of collaborations in Pakistan?
Yes, this is actually very, very important, and the missing gap between the academia and the industry. The one thing is because we need the collaboration, the first from the outside, like in the any of the foreign countries, due to because we are lacking in the some of the facilities. We have very good facilities in Pakistan, but sometimes because even if you go to the Oxford, maybe some facilities are not over there. So this happens, and that is the collaboration. The majority of the scientists do the collaboration on sharing of these facilities, because we send the sample and then they facilitate us to do the characterization, and that will continue and will end up with the publication of the paper. But as a research, I think this is one of the maybe the requirement, because we are forced to publish the papers, because these are the required. If you do not have, you will not become the professor. So this is required. But when you achieve that designation, or other than this one, I think that is the important. Now this is the time actually to establish or to strengthen the academia and the industry collaboration, because in nanoscience and technology even they do not have the much knowledge. We need to actually to aware the industrialist, because and to ensure them by using the nanomaterials, they have the very fantastic applications, like in medicine. You have mentioned in the fertilizer, we have the nano fertilizer, biofertilizer, bio nano fertilizers. In the health sector, in the forensic science, even in the wastewater, we have developed our own nanofilter, and the first time in the Pakistan, this is the 500 liter per day capacity we install at the University of Central Punjab. We treating our own wastewater coming from the labs or the whatever from the washroom or the municipal water. We are treating them by using the bio and the nanotechnology. So this is the nanotechnology. First time we are have established at in our own university, and that is actually the joint venture. Even you are working, but if you do not have the exposure actually to develop the products, and I think that is lacking in the Pakistani scientists. And I do not think, because the academics have some specific exposure, and they only, these skills can only be learned if they are connected with the industrialist. Luckily I had the collaboration with the the industry partner, and actually it was the mutual concept, and he realized me, okay, I can formulate into the filter, you just give us the idea,
Right.
the material you are developing, and we can develop the filter. So actually this is the joint venture. If you connect the industry with the professor or the researcher, then that would be the outcome of that nanoscience and nanotechnology in the form of the product development.
Right.
And now that is the time we should focus, and more than 12,000 products are available, and unluckily in that list which I have observed on the internet or in the website, there is no one from the Pakistan. Even a lot of very excellent researcher we are having, a very top class, they are producing the results, but because maybe we do not have the exposure of such type of the collaboration with the industries, and we are lacking in this area. I think that is the point maybe in my mind, and I will focus. I am focusing on this one, and we are developing some very small products at the university level and connecting the industries to give them this is the final product, and then they can start manufacturing in the near future, inshallah.
Wow, so that you have mentioned, and that's really a strange news for me that there are 12,000 products, nanotech products, but Pakistan is not producing any of those. So as we were having the discussion that nanotechnology is an area which has application in whatever you can think of. So like from the smart gadgets till the medicine you have mentioned in the agriculture sector and in almost all the sectors.
Yes.
So what fascinated you to be a nanotechnologist, and what specific area you are working?
Yeah, my area is basically I started working on the photocatalysis. Just I did the photocatalysis of the some of the pollutants, like the wastewater coming from the textile industries or the pharmaceutical industries. The idea in my mind was how we can degrade by using the less resources, because the nanomaterials, that mean you have the small size and very surface to volume ratio.
Right.
So if maybe 1 kilogram of one of the material you are using, and that actually application you can do by using some milligram of the gram of the nanomaterials.
Right.
So actually that was the turning point, and then I developed some of the nanofertilizers, the nanofilter I developed, and luckily I have the 7 US patents on these inventions.
Wow. Right.
And I have applied to the local IPO, but still, because in Pakistan it takes a lot of time. So in the different, by connecting with the first question, we are actually not having the strong collaboration on the product development with the collaboration outside.
Right.
And that is due to, I think, the IP rights. Because this is the novel work of the product development, and then there are a lot of clashes, maybe the copyright if I am having, or maybe how much contribution the other side is having by sharing this IP right. And that maybe I think that is the hurdle. And now this is the time, I think, we have the ORIC in the university's business incubation center. I think there should be the specialized person sitting in the ORIC office who are specialized in developing these IP rights, or who have the exposure to develop such type of the nano products, so that they can align these products with the industry, so we can develop and commercialize in the near future.
So yes, you are very right. Actually, there is a lot of need in Pakistan. I know so many areas, especially we are working also in agriculture sector. So I came to know that I was in one of the event in Germany, and I brought some nano based fertilizers from there. And I was really amazed, just like you have mentioned, that on one side you have like kilograms, and on other side you can have milligrams. So I got a bottle, and that was, I think, 50 ml bottle. and that you can use. It was written on that bottle. You can use on 2.5 acres of that much quantity.
Yes,
So we were really amazed to see that in such a small quantity can be utilized. On the other side, like in a meeting, I came to know that in India they have developed the nano urea. Like in Pakistan, we are using like 2 bags or 3 bags per acre, and that is like 50 kg bag you have to
Yes.
put into the into 1 acre. And the nano urea they have developed, that is just 1 liter product, and you can use in 1 acre. So just like you were mentioning,
Yes.
then in nanotechnology, because you are working on the nanomaterials, and they can be in a very small quantity, and that they can do wonders for you. And your work is really really important, because in Pakistan we have lot of issues of wastewater. In almost, like, this is an issue with almost all the industries. And even if we talk about the rivers, one of the river even in Islamabad, the Swan river is one of very polluted river. If we talk about the Indus river, Indus is the second most polluted river in the world. So it's like, if we talk about the applications, there are so wonderful applications. Only there is a need to connect with the industry, and people like you who have like have a genuine research experience with lot of patents, as you have mentioned. So there is only need that there is a better need to connect with the industry. So how you are trying yourself, because like even if you talk about the funding, definitely you have mentioned that there are also challenges in Pakistan raising the funds. So are you like also facing some funding challenges, and how you are trying to overcome for your nanotech research?
Yeah, this is again very interesting, and I would like to share the story from my own university, University of Central Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, for the commercialization, there are the different models.
Right.
The first is you have the IP right and you can sell,
Right.
and this is not working in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
So because I have the IP, I have the 7 US patents from the last many years, but US patents on the nano antibiotics.
Right.
I had developed the 2 ciprofloxacin and chloramphenicol, which are becoming resistant. So I reformulated by using some of the nano composition,
Wow.
and now this is the broad spectrum, but still I am unable to commercialize this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have the US patents in the nano filter, in the forensics, in the different applications, and still I am unable. So the other model is, which is very very important, you can start collaborating with the industry, and like I have matured our product, I had developed the nano antibiotics, and we are developing some very natural like nano liposomes by using the soya lecithin or vitamin C, because they are very important for the anti-cancer applications.
Right.
So I have developed with the industry. The second model is you can start developing by collaborating with the industry,
Right.
and that would be wonderful. Now we have developed, the industry is ready to commercialize this one, because we already started by using the joint venture.
Okay.
And the third one is very important, which I think now this is the time. First and second model still not successful in Pakistan. So what we are going to do, we are establishing some very small scale, pilot scale production in the university.
Right.
And this is happening all over the world, even in the Oxford Innovation Center, in the Cambridge, or in Korea, in the Japan. All they have the such type of the company. We call them the spin-off company.
Right.
They established within the premises of the university. They start manufacturing. They have their own business, and they are actually they are commercializing itself to the market. I think no, this is the time. If the industry is not ready, the university can take their own steps, and one of the steps we have established some of the formulation of the products relevant to the food, and now we are planning. We have actually did our own homework, how much expenditure is required to establish the formulation of these cosmetics, nano cosmetics, or the body
Right.
care products. So we will develop within the university, and we have our own trademark. We have our own company registered with the university. We have our own testing facilities. We will be using license from the PSQCA, QCA, Pakistan Standard and Quality Control Authority, and we will start commercializing our own. So that is the model. Actually, the rest of the universities of the world are working, and on this we are focusing, and hopefully this would be successful, because there is no such hindrance. Everything this is funded by the university, so we do not need the industry, or we do not need what would be the business model and how to move from the lab to the market. Everything, we have the teams within the university, they are working, and we are now commercializing our own self these products into the market.
Wow, that's really amazing. So you have mentioned the three models, and they are very important. Some of those are working very well. Just like we know in US, you can sell your patents and you can earn in millions of dollars. So I'm sure that you will in US, if you can sell one patent, you can enjoy the rest of your life. So this is not as you have mentioned, it's not working like that in Pakistan. The other model is also to some extent is working in Pakistan, solving the industry problem, working in collaboration with the industry. And other thing that you have like learned over the years working in Pakistan in public sectors as well as in private sector. In PCSIR you have saw, so that's an institute which is very much into the commercialization, and also working in different universities you have learned that we should develop. And I have seen this also in China University, they have their own spin-off. In UK they have, in Germany they have. So in many of the European countries, and also in even in the south part of the world, so universities are focusing now, because in some cases you need on a very small quantity. Just like sometime I mentioned in the university that this TPA, that is one of the enzyme. If you have a facility of just this room, you can have enough production for the whole population of Pakistan. So this is how we can actually work in Pakistan. And we can definitely make a lot of success stories, just like you have made a success story. And I'm sure that other universities should visit your filtration units, and they can also install in their university. So this is how we can at least present that our universities are green and they are treating the water and air and everything, so making it more environmental friendly. So at the end, we request you to please share your message, because like a professor like you who have working experience in both the public sector and private sector in different organization, with your like wealth of experience, I'm sure that will be a very great message for our audience. So what you would like to say to our listeners and viewers?
Okay, I have said a lot of things. And no, I think the message is only be committed and be positive. And because hurdles are there, we have to create the facilities, and we have to establish these facilities, be committed and be positive to make prosperous Pakistan. That is.
So very important message: be committed, be positive. That's need for Pakistan. So we are very much thankful to Professor Akhyar. He could spare time, as we mentioned in the very start. He has a busy schedule in Islamabad. We requested him to join us, and he could join during the lunchtime. I'm sure he has missed the lunch. So we are very much thankful to him for joining us today in the studio of FM 87.6. This is Radio Pakistan, Islamabad. And we had a lot of discussion, and this discussion is very important. We had a topic of advancement in nanotechnology and applications, but we had more discussion about the other aspects, the challenges of research in Pakistan and how we can overcome those. And I'm sure that in future we'll request him once again, as he will be in Islamabad, and then we'll have more discussion about the nanotechnology and the amazing applications of nanotechnology. So once again, thank you so much, Professor Akhyar Farrukh, for joining us today, and inshallah ta'ala we'll request him to join us in the future as well. So stay tuned with us, join us for different programs about innovations in Pakistan, and this is how we can make Pakistan more progressive and innovative, and that's need of the hour. Thank you very much for joining us once again.